Hey guys, my name is Eduardo Delgado, and this is my computer ethics project on accessing users' files. Should a network manager have access to everyone's computer's files? Let's say you're a network manager at work and you have access to all this variety of users' like files. You suddenly overhear somebody at your workplace talking about something that you don't find good or ethical that could possibly cause potential harm to the company and the people around you. You suspect that this user is planning to do as you heard him say, but you've only heard of the issue. You don't know that he's gonna do it for sure. You don't know that he's going to go and do whatever he said he was going to do. So you have access to his files, but let's say that mm, that gives you power to investigate if the user power to investigate if the user is actually going to commit the crime or whatever he said that he was going to do. I'll give you an example. Um, like let's say he wants to rob the place, and you saw that he sent an email to somebody about this, someone that works with him. But you can actually go into his email. You can remote into his computer, go into his email, and check for that email saying that he was gonna rob, and basically turn him into the authorities before he steals, or confront him and be like, hey, I saw this on your email. What do you have to say about it? Well, basically that gives you the power to investigate on other users profile for like evidence such as emails, files that they could have that would give them away, so that this helps you prevent bad stuff happening in your workplace, or harming people around you. Is it ethical to access the user's files just because you have access to them? At what point does it become ethical or unethical to investigate on somebody? Okay, so one side is that it is not ethical to. Let's say you have some private files, like such as, I don't know, your wedding pictures at work, your son's uh, graduation, or any of the personal stuff that could be related to that, correct? So you have your info stored in your computer at work, and I don't know. Let's say I'm the network guy at your job, and I just decide to go picking, just because I'm interested in, to see what is going on in your life. I just have access to all of your files without you knowing. That is not very ethical of me to do, because that will break your privacy as the user. And many people would probably dislike that at your workplace, that they have a network guy that is constantly spying on their social lives. Um, or maybe it couldn't just be um, like your social life. It could also be your, I don't know, your social security number, your personal emails, your browsing history. No one likes to get peeked at on their browsing history. An unethical example is, well, I already gave you guys a couple of examples, but let's say you find a coworker attractive at your workplace, and let's say you're the network manager and you have access to all of her information, and you just happen to like them. So you decide to do some light stalking, like when is her date of birth. So you go basically into her profile, start checking her date of birth, her last names. Then you start looking her up on Facebook. Then you go one step ahead and you start accessing her files on her computer, such as photos of her. It's very creepy, but it sometimes happens. let's say that you find somebody that is trying to commit something nasty. Like they're attempting to harm somebody in the office. Like let's just say for all intents and purposes they just want to fight somebody in the office, and you find about this because the guy send the other guy a threatening email, but you know that the other person won't act on it, probably because they're shy or because they don't know what to do, they don't know how to feel, and they don't even run to human resources. So you know that there's going to be a fight, and you want to prevent it, because you don't want anyone to get hurt. So you decide to go and go on that person's profile, get the email, and say, and then confront the other guy that is threatening the other to fight the other person, and say, hey, look at this. I found out that you want to fight this person. Why is that? And you talk to him about it, and then the fighting doesn't happen. You could help people by doing that. You could make your workplace a better workplace. But is it still ethical to do it? Is it still ethical to go through someone's files? Like same thing with a shooting. Like a shooting could be someone could be planning a shooting in your workplace, and you just don't know. And you see an email that says that, oh, I'm gonna shoot up the work. I'm tired of this. I don't wanna deal with this life anymore. And you know that is going to happen, but not everyone around you knows that is going to happen. So you're gonna have to tell somebody, hey, this is what's gonna happen. So that could also be a good example. You could turn the guy into the authorities, and then they'll handle him from there. But you have to have evidence, that he's going to commit a shooting. You can't just point at people and say, hey, this guy's gonna commit a shooting. They'll just probably think you're crazy, or maybe not. An ethical example is, let's say that you heard someone getting sexually harassed, like I said, or fights, sexual harassment via email, involves a computer. The victim is a very shy person, timid, who would not do anything to help his or her situation. You find emails that share them with the authorities in order to put the boss behind bars. That is pretty much what I just said. So in conclusion, having access to everyone's files can be a problem. It is only up to you and your ethics to decide what is right and what is wrong to do in a workplace. So this is why it's very important to have an understanding of computer ethics, guys. That's it. It's my 8 minutes.